What's the wildest reason someone ever called the police on you? I was watering my plants on a Sunday morning when I noticed the woman across the street. She'd moved in a month earlier, middle-aged with perfectly highlighted hair and a small dog that yapped incessantly. We'd never spoken, but she'd been watching me since day one. Every time I stepped outside, I'd catch her peering through blinds or pretending to check her mail. That morning, she wasn't pretending anymore. She stood on her porch, phone to her ear, staring directly at me. I smiled and waved. She turned away sharply. 20 minutes later, 2 police cruisers pulled up to my house, lights flashing. Officers approached with hands hovering near their weapons. "Ma'am, we need you to put down the watering can and step away from the house," one officer called out. I froze, confused and terrified. What's happening? We received a report of suspicious activity. A woman digging graves in her front yard. My brain short-circuited. Graves? I'm planting hydrangeas. The officers exchanged glances. One stepped forward cautiously. Your neighbor reported you've been burying things in your yard at odd hours for weeks. Said you dragged a large, suspicious bundle across your lawn at 3 a.m. last night. That's when I understood. Last night, I dragged my old memory foam mattress topper onto the lawn after discovering my cat had peed on it. I'd been planning to put it in the trash in the morning. I explained this to the officers, who seemed unconvinced until I showed them the ruined mattress pad. What about the digging? The younger officer asked, gesturing to my freshly turned garden beds. I'm a landscape architect. I'm installing a native plant garden. I pulled out my phone, showing them design sketches and the university webpage listing me as faculty in the horticulture department. Realization dawned on their faces. The older officer sighed. Your neighbor also mentioned something about a cult. A cult? She says you wear strange robes and chant in your backyard. I couldn't help but laugh. I do yoga at sunrise, in my bathrobe. After inspecting my yard and finding nothing but mulch and perennials, they apologized for the disturbance. As they left, the neighbor stood in her window, phone still clutched to her ear. The next day, I baked cookies and knocked on her door. When she answered, her eyes widened in fear. I'm Diana, I said, offering the plate. I think we got off on the wrong foot. I'm calling the police again, she whispered, backing away. Before you do, you should know the police chief is my brother-in-law. A complete lie, but effective. Her hand lowered. I'm not burying bodies. I'm a professor of landscape architecture. The only thing dying in my yard are invasive species. She stared at the cookies suspiciously. They're not poisoned, I added, though I understand why you'd worry, given you think I'm running a murder cult. Something in my calm demeanor finally reached her. Her shoulders relaxed slightly. My last neighbor was a drug dealer, she admitted. The one before that had domestic violence issues. I nodded, understanding dawning. Bad luck with neighbors, but I promise. The weirdest thing about me is my collection of rare ferns. She took the cookies cautiously. I'm Meredith. 2 years later, Meredith and I have weekend coffee in my garden. She volunteers at the university greenhouse. Sometimes she asks about the strange plants I bring home, but she never calls the police, though she still doesn't fully trust my cat.